Hello guys and welcome to today's video. This video will be a continuation of the last video. You might want to watch that video before watching this one, and as such I will link it up as a card on the top of this video. In this video I'll be creating a reusable button component so that we won't be writing same codes multiple times because we want to use several buttons in our project. Before I start this video, kindly subscribe to this channel if you are yet to subscribe. Like, share and comment on this video as this will go a long way to make the video to get to more audience. Now let's get right into the video. So in this video we are going to create the button component because we are going to have so many buttons in our React application. So what we are going to do is to just create a button component that we are going to be calling and passing dynamic values into it, and it's going to serve the same purpose so that we don't have bulky codes. So let's go to our component folder and just create a file there that we are going to call button.tss. So we have the file now. So we say React functional component with export. So we have this. Then now let's save it. So what do we need? Like the way we created the form component, let's go to our browser first and let me show you some things. So inside this, so let's close this one. So now let's search for React register button and login button images. Let's press enter. So you see we can have several buttons like this one. You see we have login button here. Let me zoom a bit so that you can see. So you see we have sign up button, this one is like blue. We have this one like red. We have login button that has different color and different style. So but what we want to do now is that we are going to create a button component because all these buttons they have mostly similar things. So we just create a button component and we extract all the buttons, we remove them, we create the button component. So those parameters that is going to be dynamic, that is going to be changing per button, we make them dynamic and receive them as properties, as props. So when we receive them as props, we pass them in to the particular button component that we created. So let's go. So what we are going to do now is inside this our button.ts file, let's remove this. So the button is going to have a container, which is this div. So this div is also going to have a button, which is going to have a button like this. So it's going to have a button like this. So inside our button, the title could be login, it could be register. So those are the things that is going to be dynamic, that will be changing in it, but the button is going to be the same. So the stylings that can also be changing. So what are we going to do now is that inside the props that we are going to be needing here is the title that is going to be here, which we are going to receive as title. We are also going to receive loading. I want to use loading. So the loading state, we will receive it if it is loading. We are going to, instead of showing the title, we show that loading. So and if it's not loading, we show the title. That's what we want to do there. So we also going to be receiving the button container style. Let's say button container style, which is going to be the style for this div. We are also going to receiving style for the particular button, where we are going to say the button style. So we are going to be receiving these four parameters. So where are we going to be using them? So we are going to use the title here. So the title is going to be here. Maybe it's going to be login or register, so we are going to pass it here. So since we said we are going to receive loading also, so we can either do something like this. We will say something like this: loading, the loading at the top. If it's loading, then we show something like this. We show loading like this. So if it's not loading, we pass in the parameter. So it's going to take in the title like this. So this is how we are going to pass it in if the loading state is false. So we do it like this. So the styling for this, the container is going to be, let's say, class, like the way we did the other time. we are going to say class. So we are going to do something like this. It's going to be type of the button container style is equal to string. If it's equal to string, we say button container style, or say it's undefined, something like this. We're also going to do same thing for the styling. So before I continue, let me create a particular type for this input so that we can continue from there. Let me copy this and come to the top here. We say type button, let's call it button props is equal to, then we paste everything like this. So the title is going to be string, the loading is going to be boolean, the button container is going to be CSS properties, or going to be string. So same thing is also going to happen to the button style, which is going to be CSS properties, or it's going to be a string. So we now pass in the button props, we copy it like this, we pass it to this one as the type. So it's not going to complain again. So now let's continue with what we are doing. So we're now going to have the style like this, which is going to be type of, let's say type of button container is equal to button container. This time around is going to be object. It's going to be object. When it's object, if it's object, we say button container style or is undefined. So let me copy it and edit it for copy, and let's come to button and do something like this. So but this time around we are going to change this one. We are going to change it to button style like this. So you see that everything is beautiful now as our button component has been fully created. So let me do the explanation now before I go. We have the CSS properties coming from React, which is going to be used for inline styling if you are using inline styling. So on these styles, we can use inline styling. We can also use the Tailwind CSS styling. So our type here is going, our title here is going to have a type of string. Our loading is going to have a type of a boolean, which is either true or false. Our button container style is going to have CSS properties for inline styling or string for Tailwind CSS styling. So same thing goes for the button style, which is either going to use inline styling or CSS and string styling. So this is the function, the button component function that we are creating. Is going to receive some props wherever we are going to be using it. It's going to receive the title, it's going to receive the loading, it's going to receive the button container style and button style. So then inside this place we have the container, which is this div. So the div is going to receive the style for the particular button that we want to use. Then likewise the button itself, we have the button inside the container. So the button is going to receive the loading state. If the loading state is true, we are going to show loading like this, and if the loading state is false, if the loading state is false, we are going to show the title. This is what we are doing here. So we also have different styles for different buttons. For example, we might want to change the background of the login button to what we have on the register button. So this is what we have here. So in my next video, I'll be creating some forms, like creating the login form, creating the register form, and when we are using these things, you are going to see all of them in action. So inside our pages folder, we are going to create the login page. We are going to create the register page. Instead of us to be creating forms, the login forms, the register forms, which are going to be different and creating different stylings for it. So we are just going to be calling the form component and be passing the dynamic parameters into it for the login, and do same for the register. So in my next video, watch out for the next video. Thank you for watching. If you are here to subscribe, kindly click the subscription button, turn on the post notification bell so that you'll be informed immediately I create new videos like this one. Also, in the comment section, if you have any idea of any type of video you want me to create, kindly comment in the comment section the type of video, and I will try my best to create it for you guys. So please like, share, and subscribe to this YouTube channel, as I'm going to see you in my next video.